What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be going over none other than my Alphamon list that I'm taking to a pre-release event, and this will be the first Bt-13 event for Connecticut. So without further ado, let's dive into this video and talk about it. So, like any good Alphamon list, we need to start with the Digitamas. We play 4 of these Dorymons from BT7. So this card is when an effect places a Digi-Evolution card under this Digitama, draw a card. Dorymon, really solid. I think the draw advantage it gives is never going to be not needed. So definitely worth the 4 of. Next, let's get into the rookies. First off, we play 4 of BT7's Dorumon. So it has the revealing, the tops, you know, it's your searcher. It's going to be looking for Coda and 1 X antibody. So whenever you hard play it, that's what you're going to do, and then place the rest at the bottom. Then it does have an effect when you place a card under its Digi-Evolution, gain 1 memory. This sets you up, and what's really nice is if you tuck him underneath with an effect, because he technically saw it, no matter what, he will gain you that memory. So if you tuck him under with the effect, you gain a memory. If you tuck something else underneath while he's there already, boom, you gain a memory. So if you tuck 2 of these, instant 2 free memory. Then we do play Ryuda. So this looks for, similar to our good friend Doru, Ryuda looks for the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 with Yuji and 1 X antibody. It also, if it has X antibody, you give that this stack has decoy, which makes it so that you can protect your Digimon from removal. And that's pretty important. So I think this is what we want here. And then we do play 2 of BT9's Doru. Doru's on play, trash 1 card with X antibody and traits in your hand, draw 2 cards. So because we like to have pieces in the trash, because we can grab them with Alphamon later, it's not too terrible to have. So we're going to use this to draw us a couple cards. And then because the deck is still an OTK style, we need a little bit of help with Sonorizamon. This card is only searchable through 1 card in the deck, and that is your Black Mem boost. If you try to search it any other way, you will not be able to find this. So either you have to draw into it or search it with X antibody. With the Black Mem boost. Sorry, not X antibody. That he does not have X antibody. But that extra 3000 DP and a security check can lead to being at least 2 to 3 securities in 1 turn. But that is our Digi rookie lineup. I think that's not terrible, don't you? I think that's pretty solid for a lineup. So, definitely, we got our rookies. Then, we're going to go into the level 4s. We got quite a few to work with. First off, we do have Dorugamon. Doruga is from BT7 as well. So, your turn, while you have another Digimon in play with X antibody traits, or a Digimon with X antibody, the option in his traits, this Digimon in this Digi-Evolution card, this Digimon gains blocker. So all turns, while this Digimon has X antibody traits, it gets plus 1000 DP. So the extra 1000 DP is going to really matter this format, since there is a deck called Royal Knights. Their max cap is 14, if I remember correctly. I don't think they're up to 15. Could be wrong. If they're up to 15, correct me in the comments down below. But that is one way of dealing with it. And then we do have Dex Doruga. So this card is basically the same as always. This card was in the deck originally. So when Digivolving, trash 1 card with Dex or Death X in its name or X antibody and traits in your hand, gain 1 memory. If this Digimon has Dorugamon in his Digi-Evolution or is Digi-Evolution from the trash, or is Digivolving from the trash, 1 of your Digimon gains blocker and retaliation for the turn until the end of turn. So this could make your stack a little more beefier, scary to deal with, because if they can't trade blows easily, they're losing out. So that's just really vital here. Then we do play 1 of the new Doruga. Because of the inheritable, while this Digimon has X antibody trait, it gets plus 1000 DP. This helps hit you with magic numbers, because you want to hit with magic numbers, to be honest with you. And then we do play 1 Grumblemon for game. So, not terrible. I think this is pretty good for a champion lineup. The only thing I might have changed was, if I'm not going to do Grumble, I would do 1 more of this, just so I have consistent magic numbers. But hybrid for game sometimes is what you need in this deck. So, definitely taking advantage of it. Now let's get into the spicy spice. So, we got 3 of the new Doru Gray. So, Doru Gray says, when Digivolving, reel the top 3 cards of your deck, place 1 card with X antibody among them as this Digievolution's bottom Digievolution card. If a card was placed by this effect, this Digimon DP cannot be reduced until the end opponent's next turn. Trash the rest. So, Feels our graveyard, gets us set up, and in turn, you may place 1 Digimon with X antibody traits from your hand as this Digimon's bottom evolution card. So, being able to do the shenanigans it wants, we can, set up. You may place 1 Digimon, from your hand. That's huge. This sets you up pretty decently, I think. Just Doru Gray at 3. We kind of want to do that. And then we do play 1 of the old Doru Gray, because that security +1 stack is really good, but also being able to not have its DP reduced until the end of opponent's turn is decent at least. And it takes from hand. It doesn't search the top like this one does, but at least it takes from hand and sets you up, and you put the 1 card you want. So it's not terrible. And then we do play 2 Dex Doru Gray, because Dex Doru Gray is always amazing. Being able to trash 1 card and gain 1 memory, making it a free evolution, but also when Digivolving if this Digimon has Doru Gray in its Digievolutions, or in this Digievolution card, or if this Digivolve from trash, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon's level 4 or lowers. Not bad. I think that's a pretty good setup. I think ultimate-wise, we don't want anything more, and anything less would be sad. So, then, we're getting into it. We are playing Oryumon. This card is not here for its when Digivolving effect. You really won't be using this very often. It has the potentials of doing stuff like that, but you really want to use it for putting this under an Alphamon to unsuspend it to swing again. So, vitally, that's what it's in here for. This comes Alphamon for Digievolution. He's been in the deck for a little bit, since Bt-13. When Digivolving, place 1 X antibodies traits from your trash under this Digimon as a bottom Digievolution card. Your turn, when an effect places a Digievolution card under this Digimon, de-Digivolve 1 of your opponents. So this basically can get an Oryumon from trash, or a piece that you might need. Just really nice setup there. Then we do play 2 of the new Alphamon. Alphamon's really scary. On play, when Digivolving, place 1 Digievolution card under with X antibody or Royal Knights in its traits under this Digimon as a bottom Digievolution card from your hand. Then play cost 10 or higher cannot attack a player until the end of opponent's turn. So this really slows down any big wombo combo stuff. All turns, when in effect, would remove this Digimon from the battlefield area by returning 1 X antibody or Royal Knights in its traits from this Digievolution card to the bottom of your deck, prevent it from leaving. So basically, we have enough, and they have to double bounce this, and likelihood is very unlikely. And then we do play 1 of the secret alphas. The reason for this is just in case. Against Royal Knights and everything like that, this thing gets scary because, if they hit this in security, if this is the first thing they check or last thing, nothing's attacking you for the rest of the turn. So that Alphamon play goes bye-bye. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. I think having it as a 1-of is not terrible. It has a when tacking skill that by paying 5 memory, if you do, the Digimon gains 1000 DP for the turn for each memory paid, and then end of attack gain 2 memory. So he can hit magic numbers, especially during certain matchups too, especially against the Royal Knights. You want to get it bigger, so he's not bad because he'll gain you 2 memory back, and that extra DP boost might get you over the climb that you're going to be facing. Because I think you want to hit 15 is the magic number, if not more. So getting to 16 or 15 is really going to help you out. And then, of course, we're playing Oryukin, because Oryukin is the ace of the deck. So when Digivolving, delete all opponents' Digimon with the highest play cost. And then end of turn, by returning up to 7 non-Digievolution cards with X antibodies traits from this Digimon's Digievolutions to the bottom of your deck in any order. If you do, gain 1 memory for each card return. So 16 gets over everything. Basically, the other effects will help you get you to 17. 18s, you'll hit over everything. But that's where our threat lies, is in Oryukin. Then we do play one Coda. Coda searches top 3 for an X antibody, but also is your mem setter. Then we play 2 UG. UG, basically when you promote up, if it's an X antibody, gain 1 memory, draw a card. But also, when one of your black Digimon with X antibodies traits attacks, you may suspend this. Place 1 Digimon with X antibodies traits from your hand under this Digimon as a bottom Digi-Evolution source. Not terrible. I think that's pretty solid. And then we play 3 Cool Boy, because Cool Boy is going to search the top 3, grab you basically anything in this deck, minus basically options and your Tamers. So basically, you look at the top, you grab whatever you want. And then if you see the option, you get it. But also, when one of your Digimon digivolves into the same level with X antibody and traits, draw a card, gain 1 memory. Plain and simple. That's what we wanted here for. Not bad, right? Tamer lineup, pretty solid. And then finally, 2 black mem boosts, because digging and searching is the name of the game, and memory extension is always fun. Then we play 2 Kongu, because Marcus is a thing, and you want to prevent it from, you know, swinging at you. So basically, with 10, only 8s and 9s can basically swing with you when Alphamon does its protection skill plus Kongu. And then your opponent's just looking at you going like, well, I can't do anything for turn. So that's going to be huge. And then being able to prevent it from being added to security gets you around any Setcom player that is playing Lonke's and, you know, Chaos Degradation. Then we play 1 Breath of the Gods, because we don't want our DP reduction. And then the reboot is just so that we can make sure we have blocker. Or it can't be bounced to the owner's hand is really huge. Small protection, small wins. And then we play 1 X antibody. I think that's not terrible for lineup wise. I think having 1 X antibody, it's not really the core fundamental of the deck. And to be honest with you, once you get 1 stack going, the deck should pretty much steamroll most everything else. But let's just fan it out real quick, so you guys see what the deck looks like complete. So you guys can feel the photo, see what you want to do with it. Dextoruga, Darugas, Dorus, Sensoria, Ryudas, and Dorus. And then finally, Dories. So, not terrible for a lineup, don't you guys think? You know, you get a little bit of a scene action here. I think I can bring this up just a tad bit more so you guys can see everything. We'll just put this right here. Not terrible. I think, all in all, I think the list has a lot of potential, and I wouldn't be surprised we see a lot more Alphamon players. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!